Hi everybody, it's Carla with Cobweb Corner and welcome to FlossTube number 17. Thank you for joining me. Sorry. Guess what? We have reached our 300 subscriber goal. We're actually at 306, so we just blew right by that this week, and I am so happy. I just could not be happier. Not sure if we can do 400 by the end of July, but I'm glad to have met our goal for June. I have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to just jump right into it. First thing is stitchy kindness. I didn't receive any stitchy kindness personally, but I was witness to some. We have an auction site where we sell cross stitch books from Cobweb Corner on a Facebook group in an auction format. And one of the people won two things, and she paid for them and paid for shipping for both. And then she contacted me and she said, can you just give this chart, one of the charts, to the second highest bidder? I just want to do some pay it forward stitchy kindness. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so nice. So I just thought that was really, really cool. And the recipient of that pay it forward kindness was thrilled and surprised. So I thought that was really neat, and I was more than happy to do that for her. Personal news, I'm getting ready for a bike ride on Saturday. Today is Thursday, and Saturday we have a local ride. It's 36 miles. I have yet to ride over 18 miles at one time this year. Sorry, I'm going to grab my water. I have a really scratchy throat from my allergies right now, so I apologize. So anyway, I'm a little bit nervous. There's one great big hill. There's a couple small hills that are, not real fun, but then there's one great big hill, and it is going to be hot. It is so humid here in Iowa right now. Last night, my husband got home like at 7:30. He had had to stay late for work. He got home and he came in, he goes, man, it is really hot out. And it was like 91 degrees, but he checked online and the heat index was 112. That's how bad our humidity is. So it's supposed to be 89 degrees Saturday. And if the humidity is just as bad, it's going to be a wicked ride because it'll take us all day long. It's 1,000 people are in the ride, and it's on a bike trail, so you can only about go two abreast. So it's going to be a long day. We have lots of stops, and we're going to have lots of water breaks and stuff, but I'll let you know how it went on FlossTube number 18. So as far as personal stitchy news, I had a new start, and here it is. Trying to figure out what I did with the picture of the chart. Oh, here it is. So I have had my eye on this for months, and I finally started Sunflowers Farm by Quor Ibadi Quor, and I love it. I started it Sunday, and today's Thursday, and that's what I've got done so far. And I am stitching it on 28 count Jobelin. Color is Sage, and it's from Witchelt. So I am just, it's a easy stitch. It's pretty big design. You can see there's a lot to it. I've only got the house and the top of the house and the sign done, so I have a lot left to do. But you stitch a lot of stitches in the same color, and there's like no back stitching. So once I'm done, I'm done. So that's like, yay, no back stitching, but I am just loving it. So this is all I worked on this week. I want to get back to my Girl Sat on Dragon reading a book, but I had to start. I wanted to stitch something with some brighter colors because the girl on the dragon is just all browns. So I did that, and it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so then that's about it. I didn't get any stitchy mail or any haul or anything. I spent a lot of time just working on Cobweb Corner stuff. So last time I told you that this chart, this kit, Bouquet 1813, was all of a sudden just selling like crazy. And I asked if anybody knew why. And I got a couple people responded that Lindy Stitches has a YouTube channel, has a FlossTube channel, and she stitched it and showed it finished. So I'm going to put a link down below to her floss tube that had this finished item in it, or the finished pillow. Sorry, it's gonna be bad today. And when you see it, the picture is nice, but when you see her hold it up and turn it around and it's got, you know, dimension to it, it is so cute. So if you want to check out the bouquet 1813, check out her video, and I'll put the link down below. So other exciting news, you've heard me talk about our new Facebook group called Stitch and Move, and it's a community of stitchers encouraging each other to stitch and move more. And I was looking at the newest It's So Emma chart. She believed she could, so she did. It's called So She Did. And I was like, you know, this is perfect for our group, because we're mostly women, not all women, but it's just a determination to make a few healthy changes in our life. So we are having a stitch along, and so far over 20 people have signed up. And if you would like to stitch this, it's going to start July 22nd. I have ordered 30 copies so far to start, and they will be offered at a discount. I think the retail price is $9.98. I normally sell it for $8 and I think 85 cents. And people in the group who are joining the stitch along will get the chart for $7. And you can get all the information about the stitch along and how it's going to work and all that in our Stitch and Move Facebook group. And I'll put a link to that down below. But I'm really excited. I chose this chart because of the message, and also to give the group, those who wanted to, a common goal to work on. And while we're stitching it, we can think about the group and the reason for the group and what we're doing to make positive changes in our lives. So I'm really excited about that. I've never done a stitch along before, so I hope I organize it okay, but it's a very forgiving group, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that one of the things I like to talk about is like the business lesson of the week. And my business lesson of this week is know what you're buying. So I started, I'm saying so a lot, I'm sorry. I guess it's better than which I do also. There I go, I started selling cross stitch in about 2001, and I really started getting in and buying large amounts of inventory just a couple years after that. And I was buying most of my inventory from personal collections and online on eBay. And one time I ran into this guy who was selling huge quantities of charts and he was from Canada. And the story was that his aunt had a cross stitch store, and she had passed away, and he was responsible for taking care of the inventory. And he was selling literally thousands of books. So I decided, and it was like, when you figured it out, it came to like 50 cents a chart. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do this. So it was still quite a few, you know, I don't know, it's at least $1,000 that I put. And these huge boxes came in the mail. I mean, just huge, and they weighed a ton. And I opened them up, and I was like, oh my God, because there were some nice things. It was older stuff, which I was fine with. You know, this is already 18 years ago. and I was fine with that they were older. But there was like 200 to 300 of one chart, and 75 of another chart, and 150 of another chart. And I'm like, I never expected that, and I never even thought to ask, because what shop owner would buy 250 copies of the same chart? You never, I mean, that's just so much inventory to have on hand. So I got at least 250 or 300 of these. I've sold maybe 70 in 10 years, which is amazing, maybe 50. I've got at least 75 or 100 of this. And then some of them, if you can see this, is in kind of bad shape, which again, I don't mind because I sell used. So I just describe in the description what the condition is. But again, 100 copies of that book, probably 300 copies of this. These are all in fantastic condition, and I've sold a bunch of them, but really, you know, 300 copies. And then really old, I don't know, probably 100 copies of this, and I've sold maybe 5. This one I've sold a ton, but I think I had at least 200 copies of it. So, and same with this. And this one's another one that you can see is a little bit beat up. They came that way. You know, they were never used. And again, 100 copies of this at least. So my lesson is always make sure you know what you're buying, because that was a very expensive mistake for me. Those are all in my bargain bin, where if you buy more than one, you get an extra discount. But still, it was kind of a hard lesson to learn, and especially when you try to get rid of old inventory and bring in new and different things. And so to have 1,000 books of 5 different designs or 6 different designs taking up your inventory room is a tough lesson to learn. But lesson learned, I did, and I always ask since then. So what else? That's probably one of the biggest mistakes I've made with my shop. So what else happened this week? I got in another shipment of the General Art threads in the 10-yard skein. So we're now up to just under 100 colors, and I've already ordered more. I ordered them at the end of last week. And the last time I ordered, there was about 10 or 12 colors at least that were out of stock and are back ordered. So I put in another order, and we're expecting those soon. Those are selling really good. You get 10 yards, a 10-yard skein for $3.80, which comes to 3 cents an inch, as opposed to a 5-yard skein for $2.40, which is 4 cents an inch. So you save 25% by buying a 10-yard skein. So it's a really, really good deal, and I'll put a link to the General Art threads down below. So I entered those in, and we added, let's see, guess that, we added a new shipping option on our site. So ever since I started, I've just basically had first class shipping without a tracking number, because I send in a flat envelope. So anything that's under 13 ounces goes first class, and because it's flat and pliable, I can't put a track, and I physically can't apply a tracking number to it. And we started off, our shipping was $1.25, and we're only up to $2.50 for most orders. If you're ordering just 2 or 3 leaflets, go out for $2.50. And it's all by weight. All of our shipping is by weight. Anything over 13 ounces cannot go out first class. It has to be upgraded. So I've had a few items get lost in the last few weeks, which is pretty uncommon. And some things are arriving very, very late. One lady got her order like 3.5 weeks after I sent it. And that's very frustrating for me, and it's very, very frustrating for the customer. So I've added a new option where there's a medium pricing. So my pricing started at $2.50 for first class, and then it's $7.95 for a flat rate priority shipping. And priority shipping comes with tracking and $100 worth of insurance. So I added a medium range that lets you choose to have a tracking number applied, and then I package that differently so that it meets the criteria that allows me to have a tracking number. Basically, it has to be either over an inch, over 3/4 of an inch thick, or unbendable, like not pliable, so it can't go through their machines. So I'm adding a piece of cardboard to those, which makes them a little heavier, but then you have the assurance of having a tracking number to find out where your item's at. And that's completely up to you if you want to, how you want to do that. But that's a new feature on our website. And don't forget about our rewards program. We have, every time you buy, if you're a registered customer, you earn loyalty points. and you get 1 point for every dollar that you spend. And every once in a while, I'll have a special where you get double points. And then you can use those points to redeem almost anything on the site. And to redeem the points, you just go open up a product. You have to be logged in, open up a product, and it'll say right next to the add to cart button, it'll say redeem for so many points. So I'd say redeem for 75 points. And then you click the redeem button, and if you have enough points in your account, then that item will be added to your cart for free. So keep that in mind. I don't know if anybody else has that, but we've given a lot of free charts away through reward points. So like normal, I got some very large wholesale orders in, and the next thing I want to do, I have a lot of charts to show you. So I'm going to go through the new things first of what I entered. And just a couple, the main thing I'm going to show you is Cottage Needleworks. That is Nikki Lehman, and she's been designing for a long time, over maybe about 10 years. And I ordered a whole bunch of her charts, and I went way back. I actually have chart number 1, which I don't have them in order, but I'm hoping to run across that when I'm showing them to you, so you can see the first chart she ever published. But a couple odds and ends. This one is from a series, Babies in Costume, by Ellen Morostro, and it's this stitching angel, and isn't that adorable? So that's on our website. And then I got a couple of Cottage Garden. This one is August's Poppy, and it says, when the waves kiss your feet and the sand is your seat. And then this one is December's Holly, all hearts come home for Christmas. Then I got the new Cathedral Woods Goddess by Mirabilia, and can I just say, wow, I love this. I love the like antlers on her head, and I love the color of her dress. And also available with that as a purchase is the bead package. So look at all the different beads, and all the top 2 rows are Swarovski crystals, and crystal treasures they're called. So couple other odds and ends. Got Friends Alphabet by Elizabeth's Designs, and Tavern Signs by Carriage House. I like the one Stitcher's Shop, and then you put your name. That would be great for a craft room. And then this one's by Rosewood Manor, and it's called Dandelion Wishes. It says, when you look at a field of dandelions, you can either see 100 weeds or 1,000 wishes. And I love that. I think it's a little bit hard to see on that fabric, but it's just beautiful. And I love that. You can either see weeds or wishes. That's just a great saying. Then one of our newest designers on our site is Designs by Lisa. And there are some adorable charts in here. This one, for example, is called Christmas on the Farm. And look at those. All the animals have a Santa hat, and then the tractor has a candy cane. I think those are just so cute. And then she's got moments that take our breath away. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. With autumn leaves, that would be great seasonal chart. And then, if nothing ever changes, there would be no butterflies. I really like that one too. If cats could talk, they would probably lie. That is pretty funny. And home is where you drop your anchor. Have a wicked Halloween. 'Tis the season to be freezin'. That one's really cute. And then she has a series of animals, and this one's the little red fox. That's the only one I have listed so far, but I think I also bought a deer. And my husband says this all the time. the reason I can't have nice things. And it is, so I have to stitch that and put that up in our office because he says that all the time. I'll say, oh, Bo scratched my sweater, or snagged my sweater, or oh, Bo broke the lamp, which has happened twice, and things like that. And he'll say, we just can't have nice things. So I saw that chart and I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna have to be stitched. Then I got a few hands-on designs, or no, this is Heart and Hand. Heart and Hand, I got Land of the Free and Home of the Brave. And then hand-on designs, I got the new Star Spangled Swine Farm with the farm chalkboard. And then we added a couple more, and there's more coming. The coffin paint from the Scary Apothecary and the cauldron cleaning. And I like this one. It says cauldron cleaner with enhanced spell check. So then we got a whole bunch of Country Cottage Needleworks going way back. So I think it's important to remember that the current designers, you know, that they've been designing, and it's that you can go back and look at their older things and not just concentrate on the things from the latest market from 2018 or 2019. There's some fabulous charts from when they first started, and some of the designers have been, you know, you got Sue Hillis and people like her who have been designing for years, and you can go way back. Diane Arthurs, Ursula Michael, you know, just so many things from the back years that are fabulous charts. This is one of my favorite. It's called a beeline. And if you look at that, the bees are on top of the flowers doing a chorus dance. And then it's got the alphabet on the bottom, and the word, the letter B spells out the word beeline. And a bunch of their samplers do that, where they spell out the word in the alphabet. This is the apple orchard. Pick your own apples, fresh and delicious. This is one of my favorites. Sorry, these are kind of floppy. It's called Button Button. Who's got the button? And you stitch the buttons. You don't put your own in, but you probably could. And I just love the colors of that and kind of the whimsical flower. I just think that's really cool. And there's been some major floss tubers that are stitching this. I think Pam and Stephanie on Keep on Stitching is stitching this one, and it's called Stars and Stripes. And this one, of course, is a favorite. It's called Kitty Kitty. Here, Kitty Kitty. And it's got 6 cats and kittens in among the pumpkins. I really like that one too. Here it is. Chart number 1, The Bakery. So that is her first published chart, at least numbered chart that I could find. Then we've got a Bees, B-E-E-C sampler, ABC sampler, and it's got flowers behind a picket fence, so a flower garden, and it's got the alphabet on the bottom, and the B spells the word B. B. Then from their her series, there's Afternoon in New York and Mermaids. And this one is, it says Country Cottage Kids Chart number 10, but it's done. So at first I thought, well, maybe this is for kids to learn how to stitch, but it's done on 30 count linen, and it uses 4 different kinds of floss. So I'm not sure that I would, you know, have at least a newbie younger person start that, but I love it because it's mermaids. You know, how can you go wrong? Then we have the Afternoon in Paris, and I am thinking about stitching this one because we lived in France for 2 years, and Paris is awesome. And every day should be a beach day. No kidding. And I really like this one too. It's Bless Our Home, but it's very patriotic. It's got the flag, and then I love that the house is in kind of American blue with the star above the door, and then it's got a dog next to there. That's really cute. Beach house. This is the bunny hop, and it's got bunnies running through the yard with carrots, and then it's got hippity hop, hippity hop. April showers bring May flowers. Love the colors in that one too. Then this one is the Bee Virtues. Be loyal, be friendly, be kind. Spelled with B-E-E. Anything with bees and beehives is very popular. The cafe. So you got the bakery, you have the cafe. And daisy sampler. And the letter D spells the word daisy. A day at the beach. And I like this one too. In the meadow, you can build a snowman. And I like this because it's not just Christmas. It's just seasonal for winter. So I just think it's really cute. I love all the snowflakes. And I really like this one too. I'm not normally a pink person. This one is called Bee Jolly, B-E-E Jolly. But I really like that big flower in the pot. Cherries and berries. Cottage alphabet. Be thankful with white pumpkins. Christmas carols. It's got a list of popular Christmas songs. Silent Night, Way in the Manger, Oh Christmas Tree, things like that. Count your blessings with the sheep in the yard. Cookies for Santa. Down below it says A-B chocolate, D-E frosting, G-H icing, J-K-L-M nuts, O peppermint, Q-R sprinkles, T-U-V-W-X-Y-Z. So that's just a common theme of turning some of the letters of the alphabet into words. Very cute. An afternoon in Rome. Afternoon in London. Angels we have heard on high. Autumn pumpkins. This one says, the pumpkins grow round as they do each year, reminding us all that autumn is near. And Cherry Hill. That one says Cherry Hill, and it's got a basket under a cherry tree with sheep grazing in the grass. And that's it for what I've added this week. Lots and lots. I've added more than that the week before, so we're really stocking up on Country Cottage Needleworks. So that's it for new inventory. I added others, but I've already kind of overwhelmed you with those. So for you, those of you who have joined me in the past, you know that then after doing our new inventory, I tried to show some charts for an older publisher or older designer, or just older charts by a current designer. And the designer today, or the publisher, is Victoria Sampler, and it's Thea Duck. I don't know how to say her, D-U-E-C-K, and I apologize for not knowing how to pronounce that. These charts are just amazing. I've had them, most of these I've had for quite a while, and they incorporate, some of them are kind of advanced, that some of them have cut thread features and Hardinger type things, so there's more than just, it's not just cross stitch, there's some advanced stitches or a variety of stitches. So let me show you these. This is a Friendship is a Sheltering Tree, and you can see that's got cut threads in it. Got quite a few of those. And this one's a little hard to see, but it's absolutely stunning. It's called Crowning Glory, and it's egg-shaped. Oh, it shows up pretty good. And it's got just some beautiful stitches. It's got the crown on the top. It's just really pretty. White Christmas. This is a Hardinger chart done all in white. And it says, dreaming of a white Christmas, in kind of a silver stitching. It is so elegant and so pretty. See, sorry for the glare. And again, that's got some cut threads and stuff in it too. Child of Spring. Again, it's got the very delicate colors. And there's just a sample of the different stitches that are used in her designs. They are just beautiful. This one is antique lace, and it says "From the Heart." So if you're ready to try some Hardinger and some advanced stitching, this one is a kit, and it is Sweetheart Roses, a beautiful 15-sided biscornu and scissor fob. And that retailed for $40. I don't know what it's listed on our site, but not $40. Summer Dreams, it says dreams begin in the heart. And again, you've got the white with this beautiful golds. Thoughts of You sampler. And it says Thoughts of You. And there's all kinds of projects. Aren't those beautiful? I mean, wow. It's just like, I've never done cut thread anything, and I do very, very few specialty stitches. If I have to do a specialty stitch, I can learn it, and often I enjoy it, but I pretty much stick to cross stitch. Fresh Air sampler, it says A Breath of Fresh Air. Peaches and Cream, and this one has some ribbon embroidery. So all the flowers that make up the diamond are ribbon embroidery. Peaches, and it's the same thing in a different format. Then we've got a small kit. Victoria Sampler came out with a number of learning kits that would teach you 1 or 2 stitches at a time, and this is one of those. So it's a small design, and I'm trying to see which stitch this one teaches you the medallion stitch. So it says, this one says Missouri, must be the state bird and flowers. But it will teach you, I used to have quite a few of those, but I've sold out of them. I got them from a store that went out of business a long time ago, and they were really nice because it gave you everything you needed, and it would teach you 1 and maybe 2 different stitches. And if you did the whole series of kits, then by the time you were done, you would have a lot of stitches in your portfolio. This one says Live Like It's Heaven on Earth, and it's got the lamb. Completely different. This one's designed by Kathy Jean for the Victoria Sampler. And we get back into Thea. This one is First in the Friendship Tokens, Close at Heart. And this is Friends Are Always Close at Heart. And it is so beautiful. And look at all the projects that you can make. And then with that comes, and most of their charts did originally come with large embellishment packets. So this one's got the threads and a charm. So the chart was originally $9.50, then the charm was $7, and the embellishment packet was $20.50. And again, that's not what we charge on our site. I don't know what it is, but I'll have a link to all the Victoria Sampler charts below. This one is Renaissance Lace Sampler and Memory Box Top, and it says For You. It's so pretty. The wreath of flowers, the heart-shaped wreath, and then the heart, the cutout heart down below. And that one also comes with the embellishment pack. Good Friends Sampler, 2 samplers in 1 leaflet. Good friends listen with their hearts. And they both say the same thing. There's the first one. There's the second one. And that also comes with the embellishment pack, which is full of threads, beads, ribbons, all the specialty items that you need. Okay, then the last one is Birds of a Feather Sampler, and it says Birds of a Feather Stitched Together. And this one has a couple of specialty stitches, but it's mostly cross stitch, and there are no cut threads that I see. And this is going to be the giveaway this week. So because we reached 300 subscribers, I wanted to do something special. So take a look at that. It's got the charm at the top, which is included, and then the embellishment packet with the threads and the beads are included. And there's threads, beads, a beautiful heart charm with a rose, and then another flower charm. And the embellishment packet originally sold for $35, and I think the chart was around 10. So this is the giveaway. If you would like to enter for the giveaway for this week, say, I'd like to stitch the sampler. I'd like to stitch the sampler. So this is just an amazing chart. I honestly can't believe it hasn't sold. I've had it in my inventory for quite a while, and I think it's partly people go and they look for the new things and they don't check out. Let's see if I can see a date on this one for a year. 2009, so not that long ago. You know, it's 10 years, but still. So that's the giveaway. I would like to stitch the sampler, sorry. So last week's giveaway was the Shepherd's Bush Baba Little Sheep. And it came with the sheep button magnet thing that goes on there. And the winner for that was Jan R. There was 8 comments, and the winner was Jan R. I used the random YouTube comment selector to choose. And Jan, if you're watching, then get in touch with me and give me your shipping address, and I'll get that out to you. So I think that's it. I know I kind of hurried. I had a lot to show you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you saw some things you'd like to stitch. I'll let you know about my bike ride and if I made it through it. And I'm hoping to, I'll probably just spend Sunday totally recovering if I'm not taken to the hospital from heat exhaustion on Saturday. So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for helping me to reach 300 subscribers. I so appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. Happy stitching, everybody.